Hey there, superstars. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And I'm coming to you today kind of off the back end of like a good couple of weeks of like really going through some major challenges in my own life. Really big ones, and really big kind of emotional ones, and kind of self-awareness ones, and kind of ones that have taken me in a new direction in terms of my evolution and my transformation. And that's why I wanted to share this message with you guys, and it's why I haven't been on for a little while. I've been kind of just working through a bunch of different personal challenges, and also actually a lot of creation that's come from my challenges. So oh my gosh, like I've got so much coming up for you guys, and can't wait to dive in and share so much of that with you guys. But today's message is a big one, and it's one that I actually came to a bit of a realization with just this morning in my journaling. So it comes down to the fact that self-trust is the key to being trusted and being trusting. And I'm currently being faced a couple of different scenarios in my life right now. Isn't it funny how everything just kind of hits you from all angles all of the time when you're faced with major transitions and challenges in your life? And that's happening for me right now. And you know, I want to talk into a bit of what's been going on for me in the hope that it is going to serve you and all around building your self-trust and ultimately being trusted and being trusting openly. So the first scenario that I'm being kind of faced with in my life right now is I actually had a major challenge where my trust was majorly broken, and I had no idea. I'm ultimately see myself as a very trusting person. A lot of people who know me and I've grown up around would call me naive, but I've valued that piece within myself to be, I'm going to trust you unless you break my trust. But I've come to some realizations with this one. You guys will probably be on the same page with me. But ultimately, this is the first challenge I've been faced with. Having my trust be broken, where I've put so much of my trust into somebody else and have no questions asked, just like total trust. And actually, this person was courageous enough to be totally brutally honest with me after a few months of not being honest with me. And it was kind of a slap in the face, and kind of was like, oh my God, like, am I that naive? Am I, that out of the loop with trusting people's character? What am I doing with that, right? And then the second challenge that I'm going to be talking about as well is a challenge where I'm faced with somebody else that I don't actually know, but is connected to somebody that I ultimately care about and want to help and support and want to work with. They're having doubts whether I'm a trustworthy person. Never connected with these people at all, don't know them, know nothing about them, right? But we have a mutual connection, somebody that we mutually care about, and that person is going to make a decision whether to move ahead with myself in a positive direction or not go in that direction at all. And what they're challenged by is having people in their life challenge my credibility, challenge my trustworthiness on that journey. And so I'm currently being faced with whether I'm being too trusting and whether I'm showing enough how trustworthy I am. And what I kind of discovered in this journaling today was I felt over the past, particularly over the past 3 or so days, I have felt completely out of alignment. And that is not a natural thing for me. I always am coming from authentic alignment. That's what I base everything that I do on. And it's really stopped me in my tracks. And I haven't been able to put my finger on it fully until I really put pen to paper and I dove in, and I actually was able to see, I was like, I'm feeling really out of alignment because I'm not trusting myself right now. Now, where that really started was with this person who broke my trust, and it is regarding a relationship. And so it kind of shook me up when they were open and honest with me. I found myself being in a state of like not knowing why I wasn't more shaken up by what they were telling me, right? And I was able to deal with it, and what I felt was just like, wow, like I feel like I've come a long way from how my past self would respond to something like this. And I felt really enlightened, you know, I felt like really like I'm on the ball with this, and I felt really confident. And I felt a combination of being violated by my trust being broken, but also validated because I knew something wasn't quite right. And I had this moment of simultaneously being violated and validated, with my trust being broken. And I thought, yep, I've got this together. I know these lessons. I'm like really like challenged in the right direction, until I fell out of alignment. And then when I got into this journaling, I was able to discover that I was actually feeling out of alignment because I wasn't trusting in myself, because this person who broke my trust was somebody that I felt I really knew the character of. I felt like this person was such a genuine, trustworthy person that I could trust to the end of the earth. And yes, I am a trusting person to begin with, right? So it doesn't usually take much. But anyway, what I was able to find in this writing was that I had lost my trust within myself, not because of what this person had done, but because I had seen just only good, you know, and not seen the bad side that we all have, by the way. And it started me questioning my ability to select the right people to be in relationship with. How could I be so blindsided by, you know, like trusting in this person so wholeheartedly, and then only to discover that my trust had been completely broken months ago, and they hadn't told me anything about this. And you know, we've been going through like normal circumstances of any relationship, and to kind of get this wake-up call that I'd been, you know, deceived, you know, it got me questioning and losing that trust within myself as to whether I was a good judge of character. And it got me looking at my past relationships and how long I've overstayed in relationship, because I just, you know, I wasn't trusting in myself. You know, I didn't see what was right in front of me. You know, it took getting outside of that scenario when things got bad enough for me to look back and, oh my God, make a realization of the truth. And so all these scenarios, I think this last one just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, and I didn't even realize it until just a few days ago. And well, really today mainly, that I was able to pinpoint that, but I was able to see that I'd lost trust in myself based on my past decisions, you know, and seeing other people in such a great positive light that I'd been blindsided by the other side that we all have, right? And so that's the first scenario. The second one, so that's all about being trusting. And I was like, you know what, like, yeah, and the second one was, I'll get to the other bit so I can join it all together, but the second one was about being trusted. And, you know, whether I wanted to like go into the realm of justifying, and, you know, trying to convince the unconvincible, which I've spent a lot of my life doing. And I've made a commitment to myself to no longer go down that path, to direct my energy towards the people who do put their trust in me and see what I'm about and see what I'm doing. And the people who don't, I'm just not going to waste my energy. Maybe I'm not the right person for them, and that's okay. And I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to waste energy over there justifying and proving myself. But wake up call for me this morning. As I was going through this journaling, and as I was clarifying that I was lacking trust within myself, and as I was writing the words, I was seeing my unwillingness to actually be an adult in a couple of realms, right? It was a bit of a wake-up call, and in conjunction with the masterclass that I'm creating for you guys, which I'm delivering on Friday. And of course I'm doing the work. Like, as I create this stuff, I go back and I do this work and I do it on another level, and I'm like, holy crap, like I'm being such a child. This, just a side note, on Friday we're going to be talking about expanding your self-esteem through the 4 archetypes of survival by the work of Caroline Myss. And one of those archetypes is the child archetype, and we've all got it, right? It doesn't want to take responsibility. It just wants things to be all good and like not have to face reality, right? And I was seeing this pattern within myself when I was writing on the page, you know, that to be trusting and to be trusting